Emma Raducanu has once again found herself at the center of conversation, not because of a shocking result or a dramatic on-court moment, but because of the question that has followed her ever since her breakthrough season. Who will guide her next? The 2021 U.S. Open champion, Emma Raducanu, has revealed that she is not actively searching for a new coach after her recent split with Francisco Roig, and that statement alone tells us a lot about where she is mentally right now. Speaking in Japan while announcing her new partnership with Uniqlo, Raducanu was calm, measured, and very honest about her situation. She said that at this moment she would not say she is actively looking for a coach, which suggests that instead of rushing into another long-term commitment, she is choosing stability, reflection, and patience now. This is significant because Raducanu is already on her 9th coach since turning professional, and that statistic has often been used to question her consistency behind the scenes. Her coaching journey began with Nigel Sears. Then after her remarkable 4th-round run at Wimbledon in 2021, she switched to Andrew Richardson, the man who helped her script one of the most incredible stories in modern tennis history at the U.S. Open, where she became the first qualifier ever to win a Grand Slam title. That triumph changed everything. Expectations skyrocketed, sponsorships arrived, the spotlight intensified, and from that point onward every decision around her career carried extra weight. Following that historic victory, she worked with Torben Beltz, then Dmitry Tursunov, each partnership showing flashes of promise but ultimately not lasting long-term. Tursunov even publicly warned about the risks of switching coaches too frequently, suggesting that constant change can interrupt development and delay long-term growth. In 2023, she spent time with Sebastian Sachs, and toward the end of 2024, she reunited with her former junior coach Nick Cavaday, a move that many saw as a return to familiarity and comfort. Then came Francisco Roig, a highly respected coach known for his years working alongside Rafael Nadal. His arrival brought experience and tactical depth, but as Raducanu explained, despite having a great experience with him, they were not fully aligned on certain key aspects, and in elite sport alignment is everything: philosophy, communication style, long-term vision, day-to-day structure, all of it must connect. So now the question becomes, what next for the moment? The answer is Alexis Canter, the former British professional, has stepped in as a temporary presence in her corner, and Raducanu spoke warmly about him, saying he knows her as a person and as a player, which is important because at this stage of her career trust might matter just as much as technical expertise. When he stepped in during the Transylvania Open in Cluj, it was less about a dramatic new era and more about stability, familiarity, and rebuilding. If we rewind to her 2nd round loss to Anastasia Potapova at the Australian Open, it was clear she was frustrated. Her body language showed it. Her post-match comments confirmed it. She admitted she needed a reset, a few days at home to rethink her approach, which is a mature response rather than an emotional reaction. Raducanu has been experimenting with adding more variety to her game, slicing more, changing pace, constructing points differently, but she openly admitted that she does not feel it has fully paid off yet. And sometimes in tennis, overcomplication can dilute strength. She said very clearly that at the end of the day she just wants to hit the ball hard and to the corners. That statement reflects a return to identity, a reminder of what made her so dangerous during her U.S. Open run. Clean ball striking, fearless aggression, clarity in decision-making. In an interview with The Guardian, she spoke about going back to fundamentals, repetition, drilling the key basics, building an aggressive style through simple consistency rather than constant tactical experimentation. This signals something important. Instead of chasing quick fixes, she is thinking about foundation, and that may be the most crucial step in her journey right now. Another interesting subplot emerged when she was asked whether Simona Halep could potentially become her coach. Ahead of a quarterfinal win over Maya Kolinska at the Winners' Open, she smiled and dismissed the idea lightly, saying Halep probably has better things to do than coach on tour. The answer was playful, but it also showed she is not entertaining speculation or distractions right now. Her focus is narrow, immediate, week by week. She made it clear she has not deeply thought about her next long-term steps. Instead, she wants to concentrate on what is working in the present moment. That approach reflects a player trying to reduce noise and pressure, and perhaps this is the evolution fans have been waiting to see. Less rushing, less reacting, more building. Her scheduling plans also reveal a smarter strategy. She played 22 tournaments in 2025, which is a heavy calendar especially for a player who has faced injury interruptions in recent seasons. Speaking to the BBC, she explained that in 2026 she hopes to play fewer events, while integrating more fitness work into daily warm-ups rather than separating fitness and tennis too rigidly. That suggests a more holistic approach. Conditioning woven into technical sessions, efficiency over volume, quality over Quantity for a player whose career has been defined by sudden highs and challenging resets. This could mark a turning point. Raducanu is still only in her early 20s. Yet she has already experienced the highest high in tennis, global fame, intense scrutiny, injuries, coaching instability, and expectations that would overwhelm many seasoned professionals. The narrative around her has often focused on what is missing: stability, rankings, consistency, deep slam runs, but perhaps the better lens is growth. She is experimenting, learning what works, discovering what type of communication style brings out her best tennis, understanding how much volume her body can handle, identifying her core playing identity, and right now that identity appears to be shifting back toward aggression. With Alexis Canter temporarily guiding her, there is no grand announcement, no dramatic unveiling of a superstar coach, just quiet work. Sometimes in tennis, the biggest improvements come when the spotlight dims slightly and the focus turns inward. The question of whether a two-time Grand Slam champion might coach her makes headlines, but the more important question is whether she can align her fundamentals, fitness, and mindset, if she can rediscover the fearless clarity that defined New York in 2021 while adding the physical strength and tactical maturity gained over the past few seasons. Then a second major title is not fantasy. It becomes possibility, but she is not rushing that narrative. She is not promising revolutions. She is talking about drills, repetition, aggression, fewer tournaments, smarter scheduling. That tone feels different, calmer, less reactive. For now, there is no official long-term coaching appointment, no dramatic partnership, just a player rebuilding with intention, and perhaps that is exactly what Emma Raducanu needs at this stage. Less noise, more work, less change, more clarity. The coming months will reveal whether this measured reset translates into results. But one thing is clear: she is choosing patience over panic, and in professional tennis, that choice alone can sometimes be the foundation for a powerful comeback. As Emma Raducanu steps into this next phase of her career, it feels less like a dramatic turning point and more like a quiet rebuilding process, and sometimes those quiet phases are the most important ones. She is not rushing into headlines, not announcing a superstar coach, not promising overnight transformation. Instead, she is talking about fundamentals, repetition, aggression, smarter scheduling, fewer tournaments, better fitness integration. And that shift in tone might tell us everything, because tennis careers are rarely straight lines. They are cycles of rise, adjustment, setback, learning, refinement, and rise again. And Raducanu has already experienced more extremes than most players see in an entire career. From lifting the US Open trophy as a teenager to navigating injuries, coaching changes, media pressure, and expectation, she has lived through the full spotlight, and now she appears to be choosing something different: patience. With Alexis Canter offering familiarity and stability for now, she has space to rediscover her identity on court, space to simplify her game, space to build physical resilience without overloading her calendar, and space to grow without constantly reacting to outside noise. The question is not simply who her next permanent coach will be. The bigger question is whether this reset allows her to reconnect with the fearless ball striking and clarity that once stunned the tennis world. If she can blend that raw aggression with the lessons she has learned over the past few seasons, then the foundation becomes stronger than ever before, not built on hype, but built on understanding. And maybe that is what this chapter is really about. Not chasing the next big announcement, but laying the groundwork quietly, deliberately, intelligently. Fans will continue to speculate. Headlines will continue to ask who is next in her corner. But for now, Raducanu seems focused on staying present, working hard, trusting the process, and letting her tennis do the talking. And in a sport where confidence is everything, sometimes stepping back, simplifying, and building from the basics is the most powerful move of all. The journey is far from over. In many ways, it may only just be beginning again. And if this new approach clicks, we may look back at this moment not as another coaching change story, but as the calm before a true resurgence. For now, all eyes remain on Emma Raducanu, not for the drama, but for the possibility, and that possibility is what makes this next chapter so compelling.